Good afternoon. Murray, thank you very much for the kind words in the introduction. For me, this is an amazing opportunity to be here, to speak to you today here in Shanghai. It's an honor to come all the way from Europe, more specifically from the Netherlands, to talk about the needed business culture required to achieve a successful operation in the rental business. I have been 20 years in this industry, in Spain, working in Spain, working in Italy, and in the last years I'm working in the Netherlands, running a company in 16 countries, specialized in aerial working platforms. And I can tell you that I consider myself very lucky because when I started in this industry, all the legislation in Europe was changing, making it mandatory the usage of AWP, aerial working platforms. I have also seen how in my home country, Spain, we pass from year 2000, from 2,000 aerial working platforms to 40,000 units 7 years later. So I can easily imagine that this is happening right now in Asia, or it's going to happen very, very soon in this continent. My goal today is to share with you my beliefs, my values, what I consider the attitude needed to run a successful growing business. And if I can summarize that in just 2 words, for me this is just about business culture. So I have selected myself, not from any book, from any recipe, from a cooking book, 11 elements that I consider are relevant to achieve success. So I will go one by one. I don't have slides. This is my only slide, because this is a journey, basically. So the first element for me is to dream big. When you start a major change in a company, it doesn't really matter which one, a new company, a reorganization, a merger, a new CEO in that company, the first thing that you have to understand is to create to reinforce the identity of the company. So it is all about the vision, the mission, but the reality is that we are creating or we are shaping a dream. The dream, for example, in our industry should be something like to be the best rental company in the world in a safer world. That's an example. The dream should be big, that takes the same energy than to dream small, and is free. It is all about the vision, what are we building, the mission, why the organization exists, the strategy, how to be successful over the time, the objectives, what are we measuring, and the action plans, what is the job to be done. The dream never goes exactly as expected, but if you are able to reach 70% of your dream, you will inspire your team, and you will bring the commitment and the energy, and you will be able to attract the best talent, raising the bars higher and higher in the company. I go for the second element, the people. The dream is only good if people buy into it, if they are committed to it, if they have passion to it, if they have fun with it as well. We as executives tend to forget that good companies are companies with good products, good services, good assets, good premises, good cash flows. But what really distinguishes a good company from a great company is the kind of people that you can attract, the kind of people that you can develop, retain, and develop in the organization. There is a huge difference between good people and great people. Great people bring more great people. Mediocre people bring mediocre people. And you know what? They love each other. Targets are kind of easy, nobody challenge each other, and the numbers of the company eventually go like this. This is the trend. I have experience in this industry that it can take years and many tears to build a team of talented and great people. But if you don't have it in your company, it's worthwhile to do it and to change all the people that you don't consider are in the highest level. I move on to another element, which is safety. People, talking about people and safety, our customers, our people has to be safe. They have to go home every day. They have to see their families every day. We don't rent machines, we rent services, and we rent safety. Safety should be the first element of discussion in any conversation in the company. For me, it should be mandatory to have check managers. I'm talking about health, safety, environmental, and quality managers in all your depots or all your operations. Great companies should also have all the ISO certificates, the 9001, the 14001, and the 18001 in all the operations. And I advise to track the most important key performance indicators in safety, like the lost time injury, the near misses report, and in Riwal, we have created also a safety maturity report where we score every single depot in safety. I move on to another element, which is about multicultural organization. It's what we call multiculti as well. There is a growing awareness that the world is getting smaller and smaller eventually, thanks to the technology, among other subtopics. But the relation between people, that is not going to change. To manage teams in Denmark, in Sweden, in Spain, in Qatar, or in India, as we do, is completely different. So you have to be very flexible to really, if you really want to communicate with them, if you really want to have an effective communication. We all, in international companies, speak international English. You can see through my accent that this is not my language. So I have to be very careful on the details and my messages when I talk to the teams around. When you visit a country, everything is about to bring your knowledge, your own style, your coaching, of course, to push for more business, and to be flexible to align and to get the creativity of the local teams, if you want to get the best out of every single team. And now I want to refer to my own company in this concept, Multiculti. We have five board members with 4 different nationalities. This is very unique in our industry. We are Israeli, Danish, Dutch, and Spanish. And I can tell you that we have plenty of experience from different parts of the world, and we learn a lot every day in our meetings, and we put example. We set the example of an international environment in our company. Next element, about talent development or meritocracy. In a growing business, it's also critical to promote a culture of achievement. I believe to promote by talent or potential talent. And as a result, you will get a multi-generational leadership team. The management should include energized millennials to experienced, established, and seasoned leaders. The most talented people should be leading the company, independently of the age, of the years in the company, and as much as you can, you should avoid all the internal politics in the company, if you can, of course. Another new element, which is the culture of informality. We in rental, in our business, we don't run a bank. We don't run big corporates. We are a company that 80–90% of the company, we are truck drivers, rental desk technicians, and account managers. So it's good to be approachable to the people. I like this culture. And I have another example that we do in my company. In our head office, we do not have offices. We just have desks, and we work all together. And in this manner, we promote the openness, information sharing, and efficient decision taking as well. We are all the employees together, allowing us to know each other much better as a human beings. And I can tell you, we have meetings 2 minutes across the table, 5 minutes in the corridor, and you move things really, really fast. And everybody is exposed. We know what is doing everybody in the company as well. Of course, we need space. We have to have private meeting rooms, so you have to book a room, and at the end room booked hour, you can be kicked off by anybody in the company, helping us as well to improve our time management. So this is really cool as well. I go to another element, which is the pressure. The pressure is one of those things that you have to really manage very well in a growing environment, especially in rental. Too much pressure in the teams, people panic. And with the distance in a company like us, you start to lose talent. You don't even know why, because you don't have the time to react. Too little pressure, people have a great time. They have enjoyable jobs. They really, they do it really well. Again, the company, the numbers go like this. So I believe that we give the best of us when we are under pressure, but with healthy pressure, with positive pressure, with the right deadlines, with the right follow-ups, with smart goals, with clear rules among managers, and especially always in an international environment, respect for every single culture. This is a big word in our company as well. And the question is, how do you measure the pressure in the company? How do you know you are managing with the right pressure? Because we conduct a survey every 2 years through the Human Resource Department, a professional survey, and we understand in this feedback from the employees what is happening in every one of our countries and every one of our depots as well. Another topic that I want to bring is the balance between entrepreneurship versus corporate. This is a typical debate in a company like ours. We are in many countries, but at the same time, we are a small company. We are not a corporate. So how do you balance this work? I personally like to work with structure, with governance, with good reporting. But our leaders, they have to own their own space. They have to show performance, and they have to feel the consequences if they don't perform as well. I like to promote ownership mindset, that our leaders think as shareholders, that they are committed to the project and not just participating in the project. And I personally will fight for their careers and benefits if they show performance. I also like leaders with global vision and local wins. Leaders that are experts in their local markets, and they have an entrepreneurial spirit as well. And I prefer leaders in the countries that are local leaders, never foreigners in the countries, if you can avoid it, of course. I move on to another interesting topic, which is about urgency. The sense of urgency is increasing in a variety of very different industries. In rental, it's vital, is critical to have the right attitude, the right feeling and behavior and reaction toward your customers. Urgency is not to run from meeting to meeting to meeting with everybody with anxiety in the company. Urgency is about execution. Urgency is about to do something relevant for the company and not to do waste, that many times the company do a lot of waste. You may lose or you may win an order from a customer if you react fast with the right answer. And I can tell you, in any country, nobody will accept that we have lost an order because we haven't done our job. Maybe we were late and the answer was not correct, but everybody will tell you that the competition have a different price. We have lost the order because, our competitor in that market is dropping the prices. Nobody accepts the truth internally in our teams. This is everywhere. This is very international. So our customers require urgent answers. There is not a mañana in our business. There is not a tomorrow in our industry. Another topic is data-driven company culture. To rent machines is completely different than to sell machines. In rental is a very operational business. The benefits in rental are on the details. $1 more as an average, or 1% percentage more in the recovery of transport, of fuel, or insurance can make the difference in one depot, in one country, to make money or to lose money. If the depot manager, the country manager is on the details, it's completely different. For me, as a data, it's essential to have the following information. One, a very professional monthly business review package with key information from the group, from the countries, and from the depots. This package should not be too detailed because you get lost into the details, and should not be very generical because you don't know what is happening in the company. Also well-defined operational, commercial, safety, HR, and financial KPIs measured weekly or monthly depending on the nature of the KPIs. It's also critical for me to have clear action plans in all the business, with owners, with individual owners of each project that you can really follow up. And finally, always SMART goals. The goals should be measurable, specific, achievable, relevant, and time-bounded. This is easy to say, but if you have a look in your companies, you may find that there are plenty of goals that are not SMART. So, as a comment, maybe have a look to your own goals as well. And I'm going to come to the last business element that I wanted to bring. It's about operational excellence. Operational excellence is a must in a good rental company. I really advise to invest heavily in operational excellence. If you need advisors from outside, do it and invest for that because it's really worthwhile. The only way to succeed, it has to be promoted by the top executives of the company with passion. The most challenging thing in operational excellence is to stick it in the culture of the company, is to put it in the DNA of the employees. If you are able to do that, you will transform the company. And you will see how the next years you will improve the operations and you will improve the commercial side of the company dramatically. You will transform completely the company. The curiosity is that in 5 years' time, 80% of the companies eliminate the operational excellence when there is a management change or when there is an economical crisis. So this is the largest mistake that you can ever make. Don't stop learning, don't stop improving and going to the next level in your company. So these are basically all the elements that I wanted to share with you that for me are key. I have been thinking about what I was going to say, and these are the elements. And two small concepts additionally. One is when you have a team of great people, you may get hundreds of projects in your table. If you don't prioritize and you do a few ones and execute, you will be lost. And second, of course, this is the digital era, this is the technological era, but don't lose the floor of rentals. You have to think in 5 years' time, but think in today. We are not doing all the basics in rentals, and nobody talk about this. Everybody talk about the future, but nobody talk about today. This is, for me, very important. So I hope that you have been able to pick 1 or 2 ideas to reflect. And of course, this is coming from the code from a European, and I guess we are managing very different cultures in the room. And I wish you all the best in the amazing years to come. I have the experience of Spain, a big growth, but you have to take care as well, because maybe one day it can be a decline as well in the future. But you will come, you will get a lot of success, I'm sure about that. So thank you very much for the presentation, for inviting me.
Pedro, thank you. I think you demonstrated your passion very well there. While they're getting the slide back up, Pedro, you were talking about you have a new kind of lean culture at the company.
Yeah.
That's been a big project over the last 4 or 5 years. How do you quantify how the improvements and the changes that's made in the business?
Of course, we run Kaizens to develop the Riwal way or the Lean program in all the countries, and we established something called the Continuous Improvement Review. And we measured 25 elements from 6 different subjects about the voice of the customer, the flow, the visual management, the quality, the performance management, and the continuous improvement culture. So we scored every single depot from 0 to 100. So we have basic depots, advanced, basic, develop, advanced, and showcases when they are on the top. We measure and we score that 2 times a year with an external team from a different country. So in this manner, we make it sustainable within the years, because, I mean, somebody's coming from outside. And then, of course, we challenge all the teams to really improve the scores. And right now, the scores in the last year are really moving really fast up. So we can see that we have a lean company in all the operations where we are running in the 16 countries, basically.
If anybody has a question, they can raise their hand, and you've got an opportunity. Pedro, Riwal is already operating in India, a market that's developing. China is a bigger market than India. Why are you not in China yet?
Riwal opened India many years ago. We have a very good operation in India 10 years ago. And we are in 16 countries, and we have a lot of market share to gain in the 16 countries where we are. So this is the strategy that we are following, at least for the next 3 years. We are defining the strategy, and China is not in our plans right now.
Okay. But I guess you also have re-rentals in your operation? So.
Yeah, what we do, we have a department that we call International Rental, and we do projects all over the world. So we are really renting machines to rental companies in countries where we are not based. And we are very interested on this business, by the way.
Okay. So Pedro, your stay after the conference for the reception. So Pedro will be around to answer any other questions that you have. Pedro Torres, thank you.
Thank you.